Airports can be battlegrounds, and in some cities, one airline dominates the war. If you've ever flown through Atlanta, Dallas, or Frankfurt, you may have noticed something unusual. Nearly every counter, gate, and lounge seems to belong to just one airline. The logo, branding, and colors, they're everywhere. This is no coincidence. These are fortress hubs, airports where a single airline controls the majority of flights, passengers, and infrastructure. They didn't appear overnight, and they aren't just about convenience. They're the product of decades of strategic expansion, aggressive competition, and sometimes even controversial business practices. A fortress hub develops when an airline gradually consolidates its presence at an airport, increasing its market share to the point where competitors struggle to gain a foothold. These hubs are crucial to the hub and spoke system, where airlines funnel passengers into a central hub before sending them off to their final destinations. At first, this seems like a win-win. Passengers get more options and airlines maximize efficiency. But there's another side to the story. When one airline dominates a hub too thoroughly, competition can dry up, fares can rise, and passenger choice can suffer. One of the most famous fortress hubs in the world is Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, the crown jewel of Delta Airlines. Delta commands over 75% of the market share in Atlanta, meaning nearly 3 out of 4 passengers flying in or out of the city are on a Delta flight. This dominance didn't happen by chance. Over decades, Delta built up its network, optimized connections, and made strategic investments to ensure that Atlanta became the busiest airport in the world, largely on Delta's terms. By controlling so many gates and flight slots, Delta can effectively decide which routes to prioritize, how frequently to fly them, and at what prices. American Airlines holds a similar grip on Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, where it controls over 80% of passenger traffic. Likewise, United Airlines dominates Houston's George Bush Airport, operating the vast majority of flights. In Europe, Lufthansa wields similar power at Frankfurt, acting as the primary gateway between Germany and the world. There are clear advantages to fortress hubs. For one, they enable airlines to create massive, efficient networks. Passengers in smaller cities benefit from extensive connectivity, allowing them to reach international destinations with just one stop. Fortress hubs also mean streamlined operations. Airlines can control schedules, staffing, and maintenance with greater efficiency, reducing delays and improving reliability. Frequent flyers at fortress hubs often reap benefits too. Airlines invest heavily in lounges, priority boarding options, and premium experiences, knowing that loyal customers will keep coming back. If you're a business traveler flying out of Charlotte or Detroit, you're probably racking up miles and elite status perks faster than passengers in more competitive markets. But the downsides of fortress hubs are just as significant. With fewer competitors, airlines at fortress hubs often have more pricing power, leading to higher fares. In contrast, at airports with a more balanced competitive environment, airlines must compete aggressively, leading to lower ticket prices and more choices for passengers. A 2017 study by the US Government Accountability Office found that airfares at fortress hubs tend to be higher than the national average, largely due to reduced competition. Another concern is route exclusivity. A dominant airline can decide which cities get direct service and which do not. If an airline determines that a route isn't profitable enough, it can eliminate it, even if there's demand. At a more competitive airport, another airline might step in to fill the gap. But at a fortress hub, alternatives are limited. Competitors trying to break into fortress hubs face enormous challenges. Airlines like Southwest, JetBlue, and Spirit have all attempted to carve out space in dominant hubs, often facing resistance. This resistance isn't always direct, but it can take the form of gate allocation, pricing wars, or simply passenger loyalty to the dominant airline's frequent flyer program. At some airports, dominant carriers have been accused of using their influence to make it difficult for competitors to secure prime gate locations or access to key time slots. Regulators keep a close eye on fortress hubs, particularly when it comes to airport access and competition laws. In the US, the Department of Justice has investigated dominant airlines for anti-competitive practices, particularly when it comes to slot control at congested airports like Washington Reagan National and New York LaGuardia. European regulators have also scrutinized Lufthansa's grip on Frankfurt and British Airways' dominance at London Heathrow. Interestingly, fortress hubs aren't always invincible. The rise of ultra-long-haul flights and advances in aircraft efficiency are challenging their dominance. Historically, if you wanted to fly from a mid-sized US city to an international destination, you had no choice but to connect through a fortress hub. But newer aircraft like the Airbus A321XLR and Boeing 787 are enabling more point-to-point routes, bypassing hubs entirely. Airlines like Norwegian Air and JetBlue have experimented with offering direct transatlantic flights from smaller markets, breaking the traditional reliance on major hubs. The future of fortress hubs is likely to involve more competition from low-cost carriers, regulatory scrutiny, and technological shifts in aircraft capabilities. But for now, fortress hubs remain the backbone of many airlines' networks, ensuring efficiency and connectivity, albeit at a potential cost to competition. Next time you fly through a major hub, take a look around. If every other plane at the terminal bears the same airline's logo, you're in a fortress. Whether that fortress is a gateway to the world or a monopoly in disguise depends on who you ask. Are fortress hubs good for customers? What do you think? YouTube thinks you'll like this video too. Click here to find out. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe.